resource person for today, Mrs. Pooja Dhabi ma'am. Pooja Dhabi ma'am is a Deloitte solution specialist from Canara City, Massachusetts, in the United States. She has completed her master's in computer science from TSDC, Indore. She is an accomplished professional with 5 years of experience in IT on database, ETL, Informatica, data warehouse, production, support, enhancement and testing. Data warehousing experience using Informatica with extensive experience in designing the workflows, worklets, mappings, configuring an Informatica server and scheduling the workflows and session using Informatica Power Center. Good experience in all phases of software development lifecycle (SDLC), including system design, development, integration, testing, deployment, and delivery of applications. It is an immense pleasure to have you, ma'am. I request you to say a few words.
Hello, my dear friends and students of Thakur College. This is Pooja Dhabi. I would like to thank you, and I feel honored that I was offered this opportunity to speak on e-conference on role of AI in a pandemic. I also want to thank you, organizing committee of Thakur College, Mr. V.K. Singh, Mr. Rajesh Singh, and Principal Dr. Sharad Phulari, and the Faculty Department of Computer Science of Thakur College. Before proceeding to the AI role in a pandemic, I just want to introduce myself. Currently, I'm working with a Deloitte as a specialist, solution specialist, where I'm a part of a Blue Cross Blue Shield Nebraska account. Blue Cross Blue Shield is one of the leading healthcare insurance. Before this, I mostly worked on a healthcare clients. Like this, before the Blue Cross Blue Shield, I work for a Kaiser Permanent. I work for the Wellmark, which is also a healthcare insurance company. Like machine learning language or AI empowers the healthcare and life science organization to make sense of their health data with the purpose of build health AI services and most comprehensive machine language platform. During the COVID situation, you know that hospital, other amenity with the healthcare amenity, heavily loaded with the data, raw data. It's very difficult to manage this type huge data, but with the help of AI and machine language, it is very useful. That time it's work very useful for understanding the exact meaningful medical information from the raw and disparate health data with the advanced analytical and machine language capability, such as natural language processing to identify trends and make predictions. Well, I'm working with Deloitte, and I'm basically work for the data where we getting a lots of raw data. We are extracting that data from different sources, and then we apply. We are performing a transformation. We apply if we are talking about the healthcare services. So I'm saying that insurance, when some patient went to the hospital, here in US normally we are all the hospital is the cashless hospital. They took insurance. All that they went to the hospital, they took a admit, all the treatment, and then no money is required. All this expenditure is taken by the insurance company. When we are talking about that insurance company, that is the form of claim. So what my work is here in, like what me are doing in my job, like when some claims is coming, it's a raw form. That person went to this hospital, they took this provider, they took this decision, they took this treatment. But how the information, how this raw data is the transform. So that work is done by me. We are doing transformations. We are applying all the information. We are taking the raw information, the person, the patients, the provider, hospital, what takes all this information we are using and then transform and the loading to the particular data marts. From this data marts, all the business, like all the hospitals, all the insurance domain, they generate report. And like I'm talking about generate report, that means they pull the claims and then we do the settling down. Uh, before proceeding to my before proceeding on this topic, I just want to introduce that in US, the healthcare insurance domain is working very finely. But in the case of India, during this COVID pandemic, India already faces the lots of problem, the huge population problem. Before COVID, also there is a huge population and less of a healthcare equipments or professional, which is already so. This is the why this reason due to in the COVID, this speed up the development of AI in a healthcare. In the pandemic, the work of AI rapidly grew. Researchers, experts start working day and night to search for new technology. In this worldwide health crisis, the medical industry is looking for a new technology to monitor and control the spreading of a COVID-19 pandemic. Current global public health emergency caused by novel coronavirus disease COVID-19, where at that time, medical researchers, experts start working day and night to search that what new technology we can find, how we stop this spreading of this virus. And they start looking more or more, they are working on this AI and machine language. Even though IT field also the people are they are managing things to be with the help of machine language, how they manage the raw data, how they manage the locations, how they manage the things with the help of this AI. So AI is the one of such a technology which can easily track the spreading of the virus, identify the high risk patients, uh, high risk patient, and useful in the controlling the infection in a real time. It is also predict mortality risk by the adequately analyzing the previous data and the patients. So I already told you, once you have a good database with the all the raw data in the form of when it transferring in the form of information, then it is very easy to people to get what we have a good information and what we generate the report, how we with the we what we information we have, how we use this information. So AI can help us to fight with this virus by populating screening, medical health notification, suggestion about the infection control. The technology has the potential to improve the planning, treatment, and reporting outcome of the COVID-19 patient. Being an evidence based on medical tool, the involvement of AI in significant steps of treatment of a high accuracy and reduced complexity and time taken. The physician is not only focused the treatment of patients, but also the but also the control of disease with the AI application. Major symptoms and test analysis are also done with the help of AI with the highest accuracy. The main application of AI in COVID, like in pandemic situation, especially in healthcare sector, I'm saying that all healthcare sector AI use widely, like early detection and the diagnosis of infection. AI can quickly analyze irregular symptoms and the red flag and thus alarm the patient and the healthcare authority. It helps to provide faster decision making, which is a cost effective. It helps develop a new diagnosis and management system for COVID-19 cases through useful algorithm. AI is helpful to diagnose of infected cases with the help of medical imaging technology like CT scan, magnetic MRI scan of a human body part. Also, AI help in the monitoring the treatment. AI can build an intelligent platform for automatic monitoring and prediction of the spread of the virus. A neural network can also develop to extract the visual feature of the disease, and this would help you proper monitoring and treatment of affected individuals. In India also we have seen lots of application, lots of apps are developing in the field of a healthcare system. Like we have seen, it's like before this COVID, we are just went to the doctor and check the use the thermometer, which is put in the mouth or in the. But now after this COVID, we have seen that the thermometer is changed from here to here. We are used now the no touch thermometer, which is the skin to our temperature from our head or any part of the body. So see, like AI is growing, and also like um, I'm talking about like one part, like projection case of a morality. The technology can forecast the natural virus of from available data, social media, and media platform about the risk of infection. It's likely spread. AI also used to find the contact tracing of individuals. Like with the help of AI, can we analyze the level of infection by the virus, identifying the cluster and hotspots, and can successfully do the contact tracing by individuals and also to the monitor. In the Mumbai, we have seen the after Mumbai Municipal Corporation, they find out the hotspots, and when these hotspot is declared, then its message go to the every mobile everywhere on the TV that here is the hotspot, don't go to these places. So this will is with the help of AI we can see how the news is spreading fast. um, AI in a number of countries, like using population surveillance to the monitor COVID-19. For example, in Korea, Korea algorithm use geological data, surveillance camera footage, and credit card record to trace the COVID patients. China assign a risk level like a color code, red, yellow, green, to each person to indicate that the continuing indicate the what is a contagious risk using cell phone software. While machine language while machine learning model use travel payment and communication data to predict the location to next outbreak, and the informed border checks, search engines, and social media are the also helpful to track the disease in the real time. Many countries, like including Australia, China, Israel, Poland, Singapore, and Korea, have set up a contact tracing system to identify possible infection routes. In Israel, for example, geological data was used to identify people coming into close contact with the known virus carrier and send them message and text direction them to isolate them immediately. Uh, so till now we are talking about AI role in the healthcare system. Let's view or let's go through the what is the role of AI in the educator sector. I mean, before COVID, artificial intelligence had a limited use in education. AI algorithm we are used in the either experimental projects or in the form of simulation. But after COVID, is boosting the use of online education, which represent a chance of introducing advanced AI technology such as chatbots and text-to-speech in schools. AI in education is currently subject of interest in the significant community. According to that, adaptive intelligent tutoring systems are becoming more popular and have increased efficiency. Intelligent tutoring systems are attractive because they can offer a certain degree of personalized learning. Because it is difficult to change the characteristic of a student, it is easier to create learning environment that adopt the individual needs. Online learning and artificial intelligence are linked because it is a digitalizing of education that simulated the introduction of machine learning, and the education process. AI makes it possible to transform online training and make it more attractive. Already we have seen there is a lots of website which is giving a online tutoring. Um, in India, it's booming very. It's booming like a Baiju and more. I think I heard about Baiju. So I'm thinking about how AI is changing the life. How now everybody is going for the online trainings, online classes, not even the education, other activity also like music, dancing, any activity, fitness, everywhere the AI booming. Um, AI role in manufacturing sector, like AI provide automatic solution to various manufacturing industries and other related areas. This consists of various manufacturing and digital information technology to collect, transfer, store, analyze, and the proper monitor information system. Digital technology provide an innovative method for a proper isolation of the infected patient to reduce high risk of mortality, speeding up the drug manufacturing, treatment, process, and care. By the application of this technology, people are working from home. They are discovering new office cultures, work timing, virtual office, virtual meeting, and existing written communication. AI has the capability to remote operating operation using smart technology, which helped for COVID-19 outbreak. The revolution speed of the digitalized transformation with a better crowd management, transportation management, and safety of the public. This digital technology create virtual clinic through the application of a telemedicine consultation. So there will be a reduction in a physical crowding of the patient in the hospital clinics. This technology track the record of the patients and prevent the patients for unnecessary hospitals visit. So before concluding this topic, this speech, I just want to say all the students, all the other faculty and everyone should just go through the all learn the new technology. AI is the like in I don't know the engineering college or what they are doing with the, but you can go for the online training of AI, machine learning. It's booming. It's not in the field of only the technology in the medical or manufacturing. In IT fields, jobs are more now consideration the AI or machine learning. There is a lots of training, lots of certification is going on for AI and machine learning. So students go for it and stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Pooja Dhabi ma'am. Now I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for today, Mr. Sandeep Borwal. Mr. Sandeep Borwal sir is Mutual of Omaha Consultant, Beverly, Oregon, United States. He is an accomplished professional with 15 plus years of strong experience development, architecture, and designing next generation business intelligence solution in data warehouse, decision support, and automation. Technical expertise in design, develop, test, enhance, maintain, and upgrade for Informatica, Teradata, Amazon Web Services, Python, JavaScript, Node.js, Oracle, AutoSAS, Airflow, orchestration, Terraform, Docker, Unix, and end-to-end data flow to support data warehousing and domain solution effort. It is an immense pleasure to have you, sir, and I request you to say a few words.
Hello, my dear friends and students of Thakur College. This is Sandeep Borwal. I would like to thank you, and I feel honored that I was offered this opportunity to speak on the e-commerce on the e-conference on the role of AI in pandemic. I also want to thank the organizing committee of Thakur College, Mr. V.K. Singh, Mr. Rajesh Singh, and Principal Dr. Sharad Phulari, and Faculty of Department of Science. Before proceeding to the AI role in the pandemic, I just want to introduce myself. I am Sandeep Purwal, working with Mutual of Omaha as a tech lead, where I work on the day to day, like it's a healthcare company, so we do a lot of healthcare services. So basically, the all the healthcare facilities, their claims and everything, that all the calculation, how it goes, and everything we'll be doing it. Um, so I've total 15 to 17 years of experience in in computer science, and I've been a good learner, and I try to learn newer technologies as and when it comes up. And yeah, so the role of AI is a very good subject. So I'll go ahead and share my screen with the conference with the PPT that's prepared. So, as we know, the COVID-19 pandemic, it was very crucial, and it has been like a life-threatening incident across the world. But that's there. We cannot avoid it. So now we had to deal with it, and there are a lot of technologies and learnings that have come up, which has helped a lot. So coming up to the artificial intelligence, it is an intelligence demonstrated by the machines as opposed to the intelligence that is displayed by animals, including the humans. So humans have a lot of brains and everything, but AI is about them. So that's demonstrated by machines. Um, it is the field as the study of intelligent agents, and any system that perceives its environment takes actions that maximize its chance of achieving its goals. Some popular accounts, they use the term artificial intelligence to describe machines that mimic the cognitive functions that humans associates with the human mind, such as learning and problem solving. However, the definition is rejected by major AI researchers. So it is basically the intelligence that is demonstrated by machines. You you make the machines so intelligent that they can take their own decisions and utilize that power to get your work done. AI applications, it includes advanced web search engines like Google, which you use in day-to-day life, and you see that Google is a place where you search anything, and with its intelligence, it gives you a lot of research, a lot of links. And with that, it also, if you go into further details, then with that links, it will give you more information. Like if you wanted to search for a definition, then it gives how it is uses and everything. So that's all an intelligence. The recommendation systems such as YouTube, Amazon, and Netflix. YouTube, you'll be every day, every kid in the world is watching YouTube. So you type a YouTube video, and based on that, it gives you recommendations like, oh, do you like this? Do you like this? All those things. Amazon. Amazon. You buy anything on the Amazon, and then you get in your email like the promotion codes, or if you bought maybe a table or a dining table, it will give you more info, some more products on the dining table, the useful products and other things that is required, a mat to put it on the dining table, and what all things that's are included with the dining table. So you'll get all those recommendations. Netflix, same, you search a movie and then you get all the recommendations. Understanding the human speech such as Siri and Alexa. So Siri is a powerful tool. You can use it in iPhones, You ask for anything and they would help you or otherwise give you a recommendation. Alexa has been growing a lot in this in the coming era. You do everything with Alexa. You switch on the light, switch off the light. You do shopping on Amazon. You do anything. You play music, everything. Self-driving cars. Tesla. So yeah, that's still in the phase, and yes, it needs to be tested and everything. But yes, that's a dream where you just have the self-driving cars. There are a lot of vehicles that they are coming nowadays. They are not fully AI, but with little bit of human interactions. It is doing a lot of work. Like the modern cars that we have now is like you go onto the roads and it sees it sees the dividers or there are lines over the roads to be in the same lane. So what it searches, it looks for that, and if you see that the road is turning and you have the lines, then your car will automatically turn. uh, so that's the way. And if you see, if you're driving at a high speed and suddenly you find the front car has braked suddenly and you have the anti-braking system in your car, so in that case your car stops before colliding. So it helps a lot. So it helps in automatic decision makings, completing at the higher level in the strategic game strategy, etc. So where is not AI is everywhere. As machines become increasingly capable, tasks considered to require the intelligence are often removed from the definitions of AI. For instance, optical character recognition is frequently excluded from things considered to be AI, having become a routine technology. This field was founded on the assumption that human intelligence can be so precisely described that a machine can be made to stimulate it. So what does an AI do is you stimulate, you have course of action that needs to be done, and you train the you give all the instructions, and the machine will do it. So that's the intelligence. So if you have your car which has the AI features in it, so you train it, you have all the instructions. Let's suppose if a divider comes up or if the line is splitting, you need to stop or you need to move or you need to get into your lane. So all this is done through AI, and there is a lot of effort of testing and everything. It goes through a lot of testing and then finally you get the product. So this raised the psychological argument about the mind and the ethics of creating artificial being endowed with human-like intelligence. These issues have been explored by myth fiction and philosophy since antiquity. Science fiction and futurology have also suggested that with this enormous potential and power, AI may become an existential risk to humanity. Yes, that's correct. So basically, if you have an AI machine, and let's suppose in the car you have that anti-lane departure, and you made the product, but you did not test it, or because whenever you create a program, you need to throw an exception, catch an exception. You cannot build a product. Let's suppose the car is driving, and by any chance the divider, the lane splitter, that line goes out, then your car goes into the other lane. So that is a possibility, but all those things are trial and tested with number of years researching on the same thing, and it is improvised. And once it is improvised and it is in a level where it is acceptable to the humanity, then only it is used. So yes, without even testing, yes, those are the problems. But yes, all the products that come into market, they are trial and tested. artificial intelligence a vital tool in the pandemic. Yes, AI plays a lot of role in the pandemic. It is a tool of public health that proliferated since the world first sought to understand, control, and fight COVID-19 pandemic. From the first indications of pandemic in December 2019 and the early predictions of its spread and impact by a team of scientists who presented their results at AAS annual meeting in February 2020 to the deployment of AI in the development of vaccines. AI had played a central role. The so the main idea is in the COVID-19. The main problem is you cannot go nearby. You need to be 6 feet distance and all those things. And here we are talking about the artificial intelligence where the machines will mimic all those actions, or there are different procedures in which you do not need to touch. So going on to it, a pandemic has occurred at such a huge speed that oversight has been challenging, if not possible. The AS report was prepared at least in part on the basis that there is still immense value in taking stock of the many ways AI has been reliant on in the pandemic so that lessons can be learned about the impact of applications from public health perspective and from a societal perspective. So there have been a lot of reports that have been published. The reports highlight several ways AI has supported the pandemic response, such as repurposing old drugs by using algorithms to reduce the number of chemical compounds that's needed. Number of chemical compounds. So basically there are a lot of chemical compounds that are there, and then in the research there are a lot of old drugs were reused, applied algorithms to find a vaccine. This was done by rheumatic arthritis drugs that become one of the drugs used to fight the disease. And another example from early in the pandemic, the White House, they launched the COVID-19 Open Research Dataset, commonly called as CORD-19, led by Allen Institute of Yale, powered by L. The website allowed researchers worldwide to quickly share the knowledge and information about all aspects of research linked to COVID-19. So basically, there was a need where we need to quickly share the knowledge and information about all aspects of the research linked to the COVID-19. An investigation of such an issue conducted in one healthcare system and detailed in the AS report found no evidence of bias, was recommended a larger sample to study and highlight the need to train the algorithm. So basically what happens is like there is a smaller piece of an algorithm that is applied to sample study, and then once the algorithms they would like to improvise the algorithms on the sample study. There has been a lot of medical triage and particular implications for the individual, so that there have been a lot of uh, uh, advances that has been done. And in the US, contact tracing through smartphones have been mainly based on the use of Bluetooth technology to estimate the proximity and the danger of exposure between the people. So the Bluetooth on the cell phones played a vital role. So coming up to the role of artificial intelligence in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, the first few months of 2020 has profoundly changed the way we live our lives and carry out our daily activities. Yes, it has changed a lot. Daily activities have been impacted a lot. Although the widespread use of futuristic robot access and self-driving commercial vehicles had not yet become a reality, COVID-19 pandemic has dramatically accelerated the adoption of artificial intelligence in different fields. So before the pandemic, it was like no one cares about it. We don't want some self-driven commercial vehicles. It's a problem, or who would be in charge in case of accidents and all those things. But now, um, in the pandemic, when everyone is working from home or they are staying inside, uh, when you do not have even the people to drive your car and all those things. So there have been a need for the self-driving commercial vehicles. World has witnessed the equivalent of 2 years of digital transformation compressed into just a small months, where whether it is a tracking a pandemic peaks or in on transacting contactless payments. The impact of this development has been almost immediate, and window has opened up on what is to come. So basically, uh, before the pandemic, it was like you used to go to the market and pay, and it was all hand to hand and everything. But with the help of in the pandemic, what has happened is nobody wants to even touch. They want to be 6 feet apart and everything. So there comes the need for contactless payments and all those things, and home deliveries and all those things. So AI played an important role. Despite the numerous contributions to AI, clinical trials and human skills are still required. Even if different strategies have been developed in different states worldwide, the fight against the pandemic seems to have found everywhere a valuable ally in AI, a global and an open source tool capable of providing assistance in the health emergencies. Yes, in the healthcare department as well, we have seen there are a lot of bots and other automatic answers machines. They have come up. You just go and provide all your symptoms, and based on the symptoms it will give you, okay, yes, you need to go for a COVID test, or you are fine, it's okay, you do not have all the symptoms. So those are the improvements that we had. Coming to AI in education, so education is an important sector. It also plays a very important role. AI plays an important role in the education. The education sector is racing to keep up with the artificial intelligence revolution. The majority of the educational institutions include the primary, secondary, post-secondary learnings are rapidly embracing AI. Educators can use AI-powered learning approaches to assess a student's grasping ability. Each student learning and thinking skills are different. Artificial intelligence is the most effective way to overcome all of the difficulties associated with discovering new skills. In education, artificial intelligence improves the efficiency of learning the process. It enables the instructors or mentors to give people better, more informed and tailored services. So there are several AI applications in education. The both education educators and the kids gain from the technology. The education business may benefit from AI in a variety of ways. So you've heard that Baiju, an e-learning platform, has been growing a lot. They are offering educational institutions as competitive advantage. It has implemented AI e-learning apps to engage with the students and provide more tailored lectures. So I do see I have gone through them, and I've seen that they do have a good learning pattern, and then they have the new coding scheme where the kids can go and learn the algorithms, the how the problem is solved, divide and rule the problem, all those things. Apart from Udemy, and other institutions are also providing the courses and the discounts. So you have a lot of online videos on each subjects, and you go through it, and based on that you understand it. Yeah, so those are pretty good opportunity where you can learn. How is AI changing the education industry? Every learner can benefit from AI-based gadgets that provide tailored learning services. AI in education system, it tailors the learning materials depending on their knowledge, expertise, and the learning style using the machine learning algorithms. Schools and so now the difference is the schools and colleges, since it's an a COVID pandemic, no one is coming to school. They are providing the iPads, Google Chrome for study. Different apps like IXL, etc., are helping kids to grow faster. So all these different apps that are prepared, they are for the benefit of the kids, and it's helping them in learning. There are a lot of voice assistants. In the next few years, the digital voice assistants might be your next tutor. So as of now, we see the teachers in our classes, but maybe in the future, you could see that there are voice tutors. Alexa, for example, may access study resources without having to open a computer. It aids. So if you have an Alexa account, and you can ask it to just go through the course or read the course or read a PDF, and all those things should be done. Students may study from anywhere at any time because of the adaptive learning capability of AI-based personal assistance in the education. As a result of this application, AI in education has advanced a lot. You can watch the lecture anytime, whenever it suits you. You can go through the lecture 10 times, go through it learning, and even ask questions. There are a lot of tools where the chat bots where you can learn. And if you have any questions, you can obviously go onto YouTube and Google just to understand. Task organizations. So what instructors that manage a variety of the organization or instructors, they have a lot of organization duties in addition to the instructions. They must manage a variety of non-teaching responsibilities, including grading, examinations, creating assignments, study materials, as essay writing, as well as coordinating attendance, parents meeting, and other duties. So AI systems can now efficiently tackle those jobs, and it allows the educators to spend less time on non-teaching duties such as those described above, and it cleverly allows and does all those duties on its own. AI in education system is the finest illustration in education. They assist higher education institution in enhancing the admission process. Quality educators may handle admissions more quickly and easily with the use of machine learning in education. So nowadays we are seeing that even the exams are going on in the um, in the digital form. So you have the test papers, the random test papers, the question comes out randomly. So all is there. So that's the improvement we have. The open context. In today's educational system, we do have large textbooks which are almost non-existent, or you do not use it after once your exams are over, and you do not cross-reference it. So now what happens is with the digital information and personalization learning are changing, and the procedure in the education industry. There are smart textbooks, there are PDFs, there are ebooks, and all those contents which you can reuse, and you do not need to buy every time. The feedback, so another form is like what happens is the teachers there, the students are there needs to be a feedback in order to grow the system. So what happens is unless and until you have a feedback, you cannot grow a lot. So the feedback system is like the teachers would give the feedback about the children, about their students, and the students would give feedback about their faculty teachers. Based on those feed feedbacks, we would see, we get a scoring of the system, we get the scoring of the teacher, and they'll help the students and professional improve their writing abilities. So there is a scope where people can find their feedback or comments and can grow themselves. So there is a Grammarly is also a tool that is greatly used. It's an example of AI and machine learning based with writing application. So it automatically corrects all your grammars and everything. How AI benefits the health and fitness. So yes, in the pandemic, yes, I've seen every people, they're like, we are doing yoga, we are doing that, we are doing this, we need to be fit because it's pandemic. If you are not fit, you might get COVID. Yeah, those are myths, but yes, it is a need. So the impact of AI and machine learning is such that it is completely transforming the care delivery in the healthcare sector. Clinical data suggests that AI is simplifying the lives of doctor, hospital administrator, and the patients. It helps to improve, perform the tasks that are typically done by humans, but in less time and the cost. So everywhere in the hospitals now, everything is going digitalized, and they're using the new modern AI technologies to do a lot of work. A major trend in the deep learning technology is the ability to detect an early cancer. So what happens is now everyone is doing they get their bodies checked thoroughly every year. So there are a lot of AI techniques that have come up and which can detect the cancer early. So in the early phase, if the cancer is detected, you can there are chances to get it resolved. But yeah, in the old phase, it was like the cancer was detected in the last phase. AI technology helps to train the radiologist and enhance their performance. Yes, and in consumer health application, it gathers data and process information to adjust according to the lifestyle of the patient. What type of AI applications are used in fitness? Oh, there are a lot of applications that have come up. Over the years, artificial intelligence have become a crucial part of the health and fitness industry. The artificial intelligence solution used in the fitness has been revolutionizing the industry. AI is now focusing on reshaping the individual habits of the people. Yes, I see everyone there. Oh, I'm changing my health habits, eating habits. I'm on the diet. I'm on this. Yes, and they have a lot of AI apps which will help you. They'll ask you like if you're sitting, just oh, they'll have the smartwatch and their apps on it. Okay, it's more than an hour. Can you do stand and do some exercise or walk for a minute and all those, so all those alerts and everything are coming up on your wrist, on your phones, on your watches, everywhere. Then there are guided sessions or guided exercises which are shown in the form of videos, and you follow them, and based on that, yes, you improve your fitness. So AI easily helps to track the health behavior and repetitive excessive patterns in gyms. It then helps to use this data to guide you towards your fitness goal. So basically, another thing is like you have the Fitbit belt and all those things. So it with the help of your wrist, it identifies your heartbeat, pulse, and all those things, and it gives you the notification. Yes, you can do some more workout. Oh yes, it's stressed out. Please wait or have some rest. All those things, and it typically gets all the information from your body. So it helps you, and there are even some smartwatches that can if they find that your pulse rate is dropping, so it gives a notification immediately. And even there are smartwatches where it will directly call the 911, or maybe the your healthcare, based on it that the pulse rate is going down, so there's some emergency. AI and machine learning solutions connect with your smartphones, watches to give you the accurate results, and they record these results for longer period of time, and then you compare like last year my weight was X and now the weight is Y, so you can compare it. So how machine learning and AI benefits health and fitness. In the AI-based personal trainer, and the big thing that is the fitness industry, apps that are delivered by AI help you to achieve your fitness goals. Fitness AI apps are designed in the way they can offer personalized fitness charts and lifestyle plan. So we have already talked about the smartphones, cameras, and all those things. So they give you real-time feedback for your workouts in one-to-one settings and all those things. So there's a lot to learn. So smarter with fitness wearables, there are smart like you as we talked, like there is the Fitbit, smartwatches on their hands. It helps to detect irregular heartbeats that might lead to a stroke. Yes, that's a major advancement to the industry because you detect based on your heartbeats. It gives you notification. If you are in the danger, yes, go to an hospital, gets your ECG done, and based on that you can save your life. It also alerts on other body function. How the other thing is like if you have good abs, it will tell you every hour drink a glass of water. You might be hydrating or dehydrating, all those things. So it will give you an improvement, and even there are apps that gives you the suggestions what all to be taken for in the diet, what needs to be added, how much calories and everything. So everything is guided in a very good fashion, and it is there is not only one app, there are hundreds of apps. The long-term impact of AI on the healthcare sector. So the AI and the machine learning solution will increase efficiency and productivity in the care delivery. It allows the healthcare systems to provide better care to more people. It will help the healthcare practitioners to spend more time in patient care, thereby reducing the burnouts. In fitness, it is all offer updated fitness solutions that will provide virtual training. Many companies will also adapt chatbots for health and fitness. The one that we were talking, the chatbots. So there are a lot of health and fitness chatbots. You go and say, "These are my symptoms. Do I have a COVID?" So that they'll give you no. Okay, you have only one or two system. You can wait and watch for 2 days. Based on those things, they'll suggest you what can be done. So that's an advancement. You are in the midnight, you cannot go to a doctor, at least go to a chatbot and ask, then they can suggest you if you need to go to a hospital or wait till morning. So there are wireless infrared thermometers in the follow-up for the fingerprints. Yes. So in the COVID-19, yes, nobody wants to touch anyone. They want to be 6 feet apart. They want to be away. And the first and the foremost thing was like you would have a temperature. And if you are a healthcare provider and if you are in the clinic, you are in the hospital, and if patient comes up, you need to first of all go with a thermometer, put it under the tongue, and then take it out. By that way, if you go right, so the healthcare provider will be affected in a day. So the infrared thermometers that's an advancement. So you can just it's just that they'll pass infrared um, from a distance, and based on that it reads your temperature and tells you, okay, are you normal, what's the temperature, how high is, how low is it. Based on that, if it's a high temperature, yes, you can go with the COVID-19 protocol. Otherwise, if you have to do it manually, it's risky for the healthcare provider, their family, they have it, and even the patient is there, so you need to look out after the patient. So you cannot say no, oh, we can't do it. But yeah, these kind of technologies helps a lot. So coming up to the thermometer, so there is a very slight difference in the temperature that is taken. But in that case, it gives you a high decision, like whether, okay, so if it's 98 or 100, he has a temperature. But even if it's zero point 0.01, zero point 0.02 difference, it doesn't make sense, but it gives you a good idea. Okay, maybe we'll check after some time, but zero point 0.01, zero point 0.02, and those uh, difference does not make much difference. So yes, make use of infrared thermometers have been randomly used across the world. Impact of online food delivery services on sustainability during COVID-19 pandemic. Who doesn't like the food? That's the first thing. The other thing is like as you have seen in India, there has been lockdown every time. If you are not well, how would you go out? How would you buy foods for their family? And if it's in the lockdown, it's locked. You need to buy. You need to get your groceries. You need to have everything. There are kids. There are everything. A lot of things are there. So there's an increasingly using of online services as their disposable income increases because you are not going to office. Electronic payments became more trustworthy, and the range of suppliers and the size of their delivery networks expand alongside and expand the internet service. So the internet service was the first thing that boom up, and based on that, you have the food delivery services, grocery delivery services. mm, you can call any shop and get your food delivered, the grocery, everything. So there has been an increase in demand. Although there are many impacts which are not in favor of online food delivery services in the worldwide pandemic all around the world, the rise of online food delivery has changed the way that many consumers and the food suppliers interact and sustainability impacts. So basically, there is there's another side of it. Like most of the people, they don't want the online deliveries and all those things to go. As there were some side effects on the food access are reported due to the closure of the food shops, transport limitations, or lost wages. So basically, what has happened is when there was a lockdown, so the food was open. I don't know who's bringing the delivery boy. He might have been infected, and if he delivers something, it might impact us. So in that, so we have seen in the initial phase in the starting, the food delivery was like it slightly went down. Slightly not. It went a lot of down. So what has happened in the 2 years back when we were like very frightened with COVID-19, like we had masks, 2 masks, 3 masks, and all those were away. But now we have trained ourselves. Now we call it, we have become artificial intelligence. Now we got to know, okay, if you don't touch it, if you're 6 feet apart, you might be safe. Or you have different remedies, there are vaccinations there, so you can be safe. So based on that, so there was a lot of, since it was not it was a lockdown, there was a availability of food fresh has been, foods have been affected to a small extent due to restricted movement, especially at night. Vegetables are mainly moved at night, hence the curfew affects the supply chain. So the like then there were night curfews and all those things, so it was difficult to move the fresh foods from the farm to the people. So so as I said, there was decrease in the demand for the online food and all those things. Though among the few scenarios running in the country right now, the coronavirus pandemic has had a negative impact on the online food delivery business. The early trend indicated that the Zomato and the Swiggy saw a drop in the orders even before all India lockdown came into effect on March 25, as per the Indian Express. So basically, yes, everyone was frightened. No one wants to bring anything from outside, no deliveries unless and until it is actually required. The first 2 weeks of March 2020 saw orders plateauing, and the week of March 11 made it clear that the decline has started. The reason attributed to low business during the pandemic imposed lockdown was the change in the consumer sentiment. During the early phase of pandemic, when a food delivery boy was tested positive for COVID-19, the trust in the safety standards of the food delivery operators was questioned, and it triggered a further shift in the consumer sentiment towards home cooked meals. Yes, I've seen that phase, and yes, there was a trend where a lot of people there. creating their YouTube videos and everywhere. Okay, all the husbands are going and cooking. Oh, I've never stepped into the kitchen, but now with the help of YouTube and all AI apps, I'm building a lot of foods. Maybe even if you call it a junk food or whatever the food, but they are making the fast foods and all those things. So even the men who were not making that much meals every day, they have come into the kitchen and doing it. Zomato, another leader in the business, they sacked around 500 people, which accounted for almost 13% of its workforce. The data shows that the food delivery volumes tanked to 20% in the March and the April as compared to January 2020, and just rose to 40% by the first week of June. Yes, by the time everyone was literate, you call it, and they got to know how to tackle with it. The Jubilant Food Works, a Noida-based food delivery company that has stood the test of pandemic in the country, has managed to double its market caps and smash. The company holds a master franchisee of Domino's in the country. The impact of online food delivery service on sustainability, the some crucial points have been reorganized under three umbrellas of sustainability. The economic impact. The food delivery online rise has brought employment opportunities to, yes, many people across various jobs, including chefs, restaurants, administrators, delivery staff, or the programmers behind the application and online platform. So all this online ordering and all those things, they were done through a lot of apps, and these all apps, they take your GPS locations, suggest the nearby restaurant or nearby, based on your cuisine, like what you want, the South Indian, North Indian, or American, or Chinese, or which whatever food. Based on that, they'll recommend you the places where you can order, and they are they are so intelligent that they'll give you 10%, 20% discount coupons on it. So so the industry would boom. And yes, obviously, if you are the first time logging it to it, you'll get more discounts. The social impacts. If you look at the social impacts, online food delivery influences the relationship between the consumer and their food by changing how consumers obtain, process, and consume food. In turn, these changes impact human-to-human relationship, leading to significant debate about whether online food or ordering delivery enhances or reduces the quality of time spent with the family and community interaction. Environmental impact. One of the precise environmental concerns that can be seen from the dramatic rise of food delivery is the sheer volume of plastic waste generated and how to deal with it. The efficiency has the different countries handling the plastic waste generated by their online food delivery depends on their recycling infrastructure and their online food delivery growth. I think nowadays in India we are following that recycling. So they're having two different bins. One is with the waste and wet waste and the dry waste, and they are also taking care of the recycling. So there is also an increase in, so in the olden days, we used to have the bicycles, but now the electric bicycles, bikes, drones, and all those things, they have come up into the market, and it improves the environmental impact on the delivery and reduces the road safety issues at the same time. So instead of going with the car and all those for deliveries, there are bikes, electric bikes, which are used up. Yes, the other one is the GPS. They use the GPS navigation with which they get to know which street to go, which place to go. The pandemic has been a trial by fire or online food ordering platforms in 20. The growing internet penetration in the country and increasing the demand for pre-cooked meals will see the food delivery market in India to grow huge in the coming years. So the data science approaches to confronting the COVID-19 pandemic. During the pandemic, more than ever, data science has become a powerful weapon in combating an infectious disease epidemic arguably any future infectious disease epidemic. So basically, the large set of data was generated and collected on the COVID-19 pandemic. And yes, you would have seen in the news every day, okay, the chart has grown up. The chart is growing. So now the cases are going high. The cases were going down. Or this is the peak time. So all this is possible through the data science and the artificial intelligence. So they use their statistical calculations and calculate and alert you in advance where the peak would be. So there was like digital contact tracking, diagnosis, policy making, resource allocation, risk assessment, mental health surveillance, social media analytics, drug repurposing, and drug announcement. So everywhere the data science was used a lot. The use of data science methodology in medicine and public health has been enabled by the wide variety of big data of human mobility, contact tracing, medical imaging, virology, drug screening, bioinformatics, electronic health records, and all those things. With these advances, the huge passion of research and practitioners and urgent need for data-driven insight during the ongoing coronavirus disease 19, data science has played a key role in understanding and compacting the pandemic more than ever. So based on this, artificial intelligence, you were given the travel restrictions have been a popular control measure. So each and every country, the state would provide their travel restrictions. You need to have tests done in 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 4 days. We don't accept it, and all those regulations were done based on the research and the study done by the AI. So we have seen the most of the public health practice have still relied on the conventional manual contact tracing. Yes, that was there, but there were a lot of improvements as well. So the wide adoption of smartphones make the novel digital contact tracing techniques a promising supplement to if not replacement of manual contact tracing. This is particularly relevant to COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, which is highly infectious. So mathematical model to explore the feasibility of controlling the epidemic using conventional manual contact tracing by questionnaire versus digital contact tracing, and concluded that the manual contact tracing is not feasible. There appears to be no technical obstruction for effective digital contact tracing because current smartphones are more equipped with GPS and the Bluetooth. Both Google Apps and Apple have implemented the frameworks with smartphones to assist with contact tracing and exposure notification. Machine learning has been recognized as effective in pandemic because the diagnosis usually involves both structured data and medical image systems. So you go to a doctor, you get your X-rays and all those things. So there are a lot of machine learning that reads your images and give you what all issues you have or what all needs to be checked. So those are the things. There is a deep learning based AI system for COVID-19 diagnosis and prognostic analysis by analysis computed tomography images and validated the model on a Chinese data scientist of 5372 patients. Yeah, so that was the just I've tried to sum up everything, but yes, so yes, definitely. There are a lot. It's a wider scope, and we need to see there are a lot of things that needs to be that I might have missed. But yes, I've tried my best, and thank you everyone for inviting me and providing my provide and giving a demo or a lecture here. Thanks everyone. Thanks Thakur College. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sandeep Borwal, sir.